Hey, what's up, champions? Gediminas here. Hope you guys are doing well. If you're watching a replay of this, please do me a massive favor and stick hashtag replay into the comments. And if you're brand new, if you're watching one of my videos for the first time, then welcome, and do say new in the comments so that I can say hi to you and welcome you to the tribe. Today's topic is building strong long-term relationships. So, I've been in the home-based business in network marketing arena for about 8 years now. And one thing that I've observed that true leaders, big leaders do in this business is they are not in a hurry to destroy the relationship. They're not in a hurry to destroy the relationship. So you see what amateurs do, what people do who haven't achieved much success, they have huge ego. They have huge, wish to save face. So whenever there's an opportunity for a conflict, they'll take that opportunity. Whenever there's an opportunity to destroy a relationship, they'll take that opportunity. Whenever there's a opportunity for them to have a row with somebody, they'll have that row, just, to stroke their own ego. Just to say, I'm better than this person. You know what I mean? But when I look at big leaders, people who have built massive teams, who have made huge income, you know what I observe? That they almost never burn the bridges. They almost never destroy the relationship with somebody. They will do everything in their power to stay in touch with that person, to let it go. And sometimes they know they're right. Sometimes they know that this other person is not right, that this other person is on the wrong, but they will still keep the relationship going. Instead of saying, having the short-term pleasure of saying, oh, you're an idiot, you so-and-so, whatever, I don't want to, do anything with you anymore, they will still have faith in that person. They will still have belief in that person. They will still have something for that person, and they will keep that relationship going. Now that, guys, is a huge thing long-term. Because if you're in this business just short term, just grab as much money as you can before it's over, then yeah, you will be acting like a predator. You'll be acting like a hunter. You'll be acting just grabbing, anything you can, and anybody who says no to you or anybody who does anything not to your liking, you will literally, just get rid of them, etc. But if you're building this business for a long term, for me, I'm building my business so that one day I can leave it to my kids. My kids are 8 and 11 years old, right? So I'm building something very long term, right? I'm going to build my business for the next 50, 60 years, right? And one day I will leave it to my kids, right? So because I have that in mind, I look for long-term business. I look for long-term relationships. So what does it mean? What if somebody stops doing the business? Does that mean I should cross them off? I should stop communicating with them? Absolutely not. Because I have people who done business with me 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 8 years ago, that give me a ring and go, hey, I know I haven't been active, but I want to get back into it. Or I've got somebody else who wants to join. Right? You know what I mean? But why would this person feel comfortable calling me after 7 or 8 years? Is because I've never destroyed the relationship with that person. Is because I always kept good communication with that person. I always show that person that I'm approachable, right? I've had team members who are not my direct team members. I didn't invite them. Somebody invited them. They would call me because their sponsor has stopped working, and they would say, well, but I knew you were out there. I knew you're a good guy. I knew you're a person that, will help me, etc. You know what I mean? So it's all about building those strong relationships, but also showing people that you're out there for them. That whenever they need you, whatever they have, any questions, etc., they can always turn to you, right? Because that's very powerful. I made a mistake at the beginning in my business. If I would see somebody who's independent, if I would see somebody who's building a business by themselves well, I wouldn't get to know their team members. Because I think, oh, that person is independent. They know what they're doing. They're taking care of their own group. So I would just leave them alone. It's a mistake. You should never do that. even if you have a very good leader, an independent person who's building their group very successfully, still get to know their people, get to know their group. You know why? What if that person quits the business? What if something happens in their life? Maybe it's health, maybe it's family, maybe some other issues, and that person stops doing the business. If you don't know their group, it's game over, because those people will not communicate with you once that person stops doing the business. But if you get to know their team, if they're there, awesome. You just support them and they support their group. But if something happens and they have to take a back seat, they have to put the business on a back burner, you now know their group. So you can still work with those people, you can still support, and they know there's somebody else up there except of this person. Because very often, if you don't keep in touch with your team members' team, they don't even know you exist. You know what I mean? So if they stop doing the business, that's it. Those people, they'll just scatter and disappear. So it's always good policy. It's always good practice to build strong, good relationships with people and to show them that you're out there for them whenever they need you, right? So even if they take a backseat, even if they disappear from the business, they can always come back. You are always there for them, and you'll see you can build huge things. And that's really where you have to discipline yourself. You have to work on your self-control, because guess what? There's always going to be conflicts. There's always going to be people that you like, and there's going to be other people that you don't like so much. There's always going to be people who are not grateful. There's always going to be people who don't listen to your advice. There's always going to be all sorts of different people. And somebody said network marketing would be a great business if there were no people in it. I agree. Sometimes you have some issues, right? But guess what? If you're only going to work with people like you, if you're only going to work with people who think like you, then you're going to have a very small team. You're going to limit yourself massively, because there's always going to be less people like you than not like you, right? You know about 4 personality types, and there's so many different kinds of people. So if you're only going to get along with people who do everything what you say, listen to everything that you tell, they think exactly the same way like you, you're only going to have few people to work with. But if you learn to be patient, if you learn to be forgiving, if you learn to be humble and accept everybody for who they are, your business can grow into hundreds of thousands of people. Because some people will become part of your business and they just want to do it as a hobby. Fine. Some people will join your business, they want to earn 1,000 or a few thousand a month. Great. Other people will join your business and they want to crush it. They want to make tens of thousands a month. Awesome. But you welcome everybody. You make everybody feel welcome. You make everybody feel good. You know what I mean? So sometimes we still develop, and I'm saying these things because I've done all of those mistakes. I've communicated in a bad way with a team member. I've maybe rushed to destroy a relationship before, etc. You know what I mean? So you have to keep working. It's like a muscle. It's not easy, but you have to, that's what big leaders do. That's what people who have huge organizations do. They never rush into an argument. They never rush to conclusions. They always hear people out. They hear all sides. They're always very diplomatic, because there's no way that it's going to benefit you if you are abrupt, if you're rude, if you are whatever. You know what I mean? So learn to accept all sorts of different people, who might not think like you, who might not do things like you. Just be open-minded, be patient, and be loving to everybody in your team, everybody you come across, and you'll see how massive and huge your business can grow. So that's my tip for today, guys. I hope you found it useful. If you did, as always, feel free to share it with somebody else. And if you're already in home-based business, I've got a free training for you on 26 ways how to find customers and sell more products. If you'd like to grab that training, head over to titaniumsuccess.co.uk/sales. I'll drop the link into the comments below. Have an awesome evening, guys. Love you loads. Bye for now. See you at the top.